Typhoon Holidays, written by Yi-Ling Shu and illustrated by Xin-Yang Kwang. An emergency weather forecast. There was a landslide in Taidong caused by a typhoon moving north. Taipei will be very affected by tomorrow. It's a very strong typhoon, so there will be a typhoon holiday. That was my dad on TV, doing his job as a weather forecaster. My mom started to worry about the approaching typhoon. A typhoon is a powerful tropical storm that brings heavy rains and strong winds. It is the same thing as a hurricane. There are typhoons in Taiwan every year. When a strong typhoon is expected, a typhoon holiday is declared, as it is not safe to go to work or school. When the last typhoon came, my dad's friend, Mr. Sin, announced a typhoon holiday, but there was not much rain or wind, so we played outside all day. Some companies were angry at Mr. Sin because the workers stayed at home. Once, a weak typhoon was expected, but the winds were very strong, and the rains came down like a waterfall. Children went to school that day, and parents blamed the weather forecaster for not declaring a holiday. So, my dad's forecast always needs to be accurate. Because of the typhoon holiday, I wouldn't be able to go to school. Until the typhoon was over, I wouldn't be able to see my dad. What would I do tomorrow? If the typhoon was very strong, I could read comic books at home. If the typhoon was weak, I could play with my friend, Xiao Ying. Dad's weather forecast was accurate. Overnight, the wind was so strong that windows in some houses got broken. In the afternoon, the rain stopped and the winds became a little breeze. The sun shone over the clouds. I ran to Xiao Ying's house and rang the doorbell. There was no one there. Maybe the whole family had gone out for a picnic when the weather cleared. On TV, Dad looked tired. He had been awake all night. This typhoon caused huge damage in the southern area of Taidong. It also affected Taipei this morning, but became weaker this afternoon. While I was sleeping, a rough beard touched my face. Dad had come home. I cuddled my dad and then went back to sleep. My family's real holiday came after the typhoon holiday. Dad always had a day off work after busy weather forecasting. Mom, Dad, and I decided to go to have lunch in the Taipei 101 building. I was so excited. Mom and Dad bought me a dress and a pair of shoes. I felt like it was my birthday. I wanted to sing and dance. I said to Mom and Dad, I hope there are more typhoon holidays. They said I shouldn't say that. Many people's homes had been damaged because of the strong typhoons. Dad said, but without typhoons, we would not have much water. When there are no typhoons, people can't have baths. Taipei is a beautiful city. When I looked out from the Taipei 101 building, the lights looked like stars that had fallen down. I am really proud of my dad. When I grow up, I want to be a weather forecaster, just like him. About Taiwan, the country of typhoons. On Taiwan's flag, blue represents purity and liberty, white stands for honesty and equality, and red for sacrifice. The 12 sun rays from the white sun show 24 hours divided by 2. These rays also stand for 12 months in a year. There are typhoons in Taiwan almost every year. Typhoons bring heavy rains and strong winds. Weather forecasters are busiest in the typhoon season. When a typhoon comes to Taiwan, usually the southern areas are damaged the most. In September 2010, when Typhoon Fanpai hit Taiwan, there was over 23 inches of rain within 6 hours in the southern areas. Many people had to evacuate their homes. And here's a picture of some flooding after Typhoon Fanpai. And this is a weather map showing Typhoon Zeb moving from the south to the north over Taiwan on October 15th, 1998. Taiwan is often hit by strong typhoons, and that is why there are special holidays called Typhoon Holidays. Taiwanese people pay careful attention to weather forecasts. They like it when the weather clears on a typhoon holiday because they do not have to go to school or work. The Taipei 101 building. The Taipei World Financial Center was the tallest skyscraper in the world until the Burj Khalifa was built in Dubai in 2010. It is known as the Taipei 101 because it has 101 floors. Its design was influenced by a Buddhist pagoda of the Tang Dynasty. There are observation levels on the 89th and 91st floors so that people can view the city. Where is Taiwan? Taiwan is an island country located off the southeastern coast of China. Since ancient times, China, Japan, and even European countries have battled over possession of Taiwan. Who lives in Taiwan? Descendants of early Han Chinese immigrants make up the main population of Taiwan. There are a few Taiwanese aborigines originating from Indonesia and the Philippines. Their appearance and the way they speak is similar to the Han Chinese, but their lifestyle is different. Taiwan has been influenced by the cultures of many countries. National Palace Museum of Taiwan. The National Palace Museum of Taiwan is one of the top 4 museums in the world. Located in Taiwan's capital, Taipei, it cherishes 5,000 years of Chinese history, culture, and arts. In the museum, there are many ceramics and treasures used by the old emperors. This is a picture of a famous jade cabbage, and it's displayed in the National Palace Museum. And these are Taiwanese aborigines with traditional costume in a folk village. And here we have a conversation with Yiling Shu about Taiwan. Please introduce yourself. I was born in Taipei, Taiwan. I went abroad to study when I was 20 years old. How would you describe Taiwan in a sentence? If you visit Taiwan for the first time, you will see Taiwan as kind and innocent. Taiwan is often hit by typhoons. Do you have a memory of a typhoon? When I was in middle school, our veranda window broke and pieces of glass flew through the air. It was like a scene from a movie. What did you do during a typhoon holiday? Well, when I was little, I stayed at home. When I grew up, I went to see movies at shopping centers where I was safe from the rain. But when typhoons are very strong, most people stay at home. What is your favorite Taiwanese food? Well, there are many delicious fruits in Taiwan, so you find lots of fruit juice sellers in the street. My favorite is papaya milk juice. What advice would you give to children? Play a lot, see many things, and try to plan your way by thinking hard. That ends.